Good morning, friends, and you are my friends, and I hope you're well on this Sunday morning. It's 9:16. It's Sunday, the 1st of November, and obviously it's the night after. It's the morning after the night before, in some respects. We have a jam-packed show for you. Obviously, we're not sure the status of this show moving forward, but we have got a show and we have got some weekend action to get through. You've been sending your clips in of your goals. We thank you so much for that. We'll do that towards the end of the half an hour show. But for now, let's bring in my co-host and friend, Mr. Thomas Seggins, the Hammer. How you doing?
Not bad stuff. No, not bad. Thanks yourself.
I'm not bad. You're looking rather fresh. Look at that top. Talk us through it.
Arrived yesterday. As you know, I've been half and on about getting a polo from Fram.
So you got a Fram, because obviously, you know, we with your microwave internet, it's not always clear to see. But we need to sort that out, by the way. You got a Framlingham Town green polo shirt.
Yeah.
And obviously, for those listening on podcast devices, they won't be able to see you, so we'll better describe it.
Yeah. It's green with the badge.
It's green with a white badge, and it looks lovely. And I believe you can buy those, can't you?
I'm not sure. I thought it was going to be white, because I know in the past they've had them white. But
right.
I'm quite happy it's green, to be honest.
Well, if we're here next week, find out, because that's, you know, I mean, they've sent you a lovely shirt, but we need to plug it a little bit.
Okay.
Hashtag, you know, it would be nice.
Obviously, they won yesterday as well.
They did. They did win, but you've not got them in your teams of the week.
Well, it was Achilles, wasn't
it? You can't be saying things like that.
Yeah, I'm the Hammer.
You are the Hammer, yeah. And that's the reason why. I literally, when I was doing the artwork for the teams trending or your teams of the week, I had Framlingham Town in. I just thought, well, they've won. This is Seg. You just put them in, and of course you had to not have Framlingham Town, so you doubled my work.
I'll have them in every week.
Anyway, right.
So the reserves won 5-4 as well, and the A's won 7-1. So good week for them.
It's a great weekend, and to top it off, they thought they'd get some free promotion. Send you a polo, you can plug it, and then you say, "Oh, I don't know, is it?" Yeah. Brilliant. Right. As always, it's Sunday morning. We've got another edition of Thomas Meets. I know you wanted some sort of different name, but just don't throw too many different S's at me. What was the name you wanted?
It was a Sexational Interview, wasn't it?
The Sexational Interview.
I'm
a man with a stutter, Seg. That ain't going to come out well every time, believe me.
Me to play every time. That's fine.
Brilliant. So, part of the Sexational Interviews, Thomas Meets, whatever name you want to call it, we have Mark Abbott on the show. Mark, welcome in. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, guys. Yourselves?
Really well, thank you. I can see you're in a car, which is fine. Providing you're not driving, obviously.
I'm not driving. I'm not driving. I've finished driving, thank you.
Good. I will drop out just so we keep the internet strong. But if at any point you come off or Seg comes off because his internet's not great, I'll come on and then just start waving at me.
Yeah, no problem.
And obviously I'll bring it back in. But Thomas, Mark, enjoy your.
Hey, Mark, how are you?
Yeah, good. Thomas, yourself?
Not too bad, thanks. Obviously, you've been in non-league for a while now, so just give us a brief history about yourself.
Started my non-league journey at Cambridge City, really, under Jez George. I was there for about 6 years, played with some good players and obviously under some good coaches. Lots of players that probably went on to play lots of pro football. Some still playing at sort of step 1 and 2, really. I'm sort of the last generation, really, who's playing. So I'm sort of 34 now. So in terms of sort of opponents and players playing with, there ain't many older ones left, really. So being on the pitch, you feel quite old sometimes. And then sort of went from Cambridge City to Newmarket for a season under Chris Nunn. Played with some really good players there as well. Got to the quarterfinal of the FA Vars that season, and then sort of went to my local club Haverhill, and then was there for about 9.5 years. Went to Saffron Walden for about 18 months, which was a really good club. Enjoyed my time there, and then went back to Haverhill as a player coach under Ben Cowlin, and then sort of was player manager for sort of 18 months. During a sort of a really good competitive FA Cup run, and then went off to St Neots for 16 months, and then obviously back at Haverhill. So been at Haverhill now for about 14-15 years, which has been a quick journey, but learned a lot really over the years playing and managing, and probably learning a lot more in this last sort of 4 weeks, to be honest, than I ever have. So it's a good experience.
I was going to ask about St Neots because obviously you left Haverhill to manage there, didn't you, for a time?
Yeah, I was there for about 18 months, I think. Again, really good club. Unfortunately, at the time, I think the club sort of just cut their cloth in terms of finances and stuff. So I went in straight in at step 3. So lots of players had opportunities to play at a level which probably they weren't too comfortable playing. However, there were still some good players there, but it was a real challenge. Obviously, we got relegated that season. But the experiences that I had and experienced in that time was unbelievable. Playing at Tamworth, playing against some real good sides. So that experience has really helped benefit me as a coach and as a person, really, and just my outlook on football. So real good time. Great to see them sort of experiencing some real positive results under Barry Core. With their sort of setup with Cambridge United. And they've got some good players there. So it's great to see them back smiling because that is a real good club there.
Yeah. And obviously you're back at Haverhill Rovers now. Was it last December you came back?
December, yeah.
So obviously, how's your time there been since then? Obviously, we've had COVID and all that kind of...
Yeah, it's been a mixture, to be honest. It's not been as straightforward as I'd have hoped. Come back in December. We obviously finished in March. We had a real good unbeaten run during that time. I think we lost 1 in 9 games. And we sort of started afresh when we obviously come back pre-season. We brought some different type of players in, some players who I thought would really improve the squad. And it hasn't quite worked out that way. I think we've had a couple of good FA Cup results, Norwich United and then obviously WISBECH. And then played against a really competitive Malden team who, incidentally, are obviously still in the FA Cup and have got a big fixture. Well, obviously that's on hold now, but they had a big fixture coming up. So the cup competitions have been quite good. However, league form's been really poor at the moment, and we're sort of trying to find ways to get points on the board and trying to grind out results, really. And we sort of had our FA Vars match yesterday at Wellingborough Town, who we knew would be a good side, and we played on a real tricky surface. So we went there and set up being really hard to beat, to be honest. It wasn't pretty at times. We didn't have loads of attempts on goal and we didn't have a real goal threat. But for us, it was sort of trying to look to get through to the next round. Unfortunately, we conceded a penalty in the 60th minute, which changed the game. But other than that, again, they didn't really create chances. It's a little bit like the Ely game, to be honest, where we were on the back end of a 2-0 loss as well that week. So at the minute, we're just trying to find that balance in terms of picking up points, getting through next rounds of cups, and just trying to be harder to beat, really. Because I think prior to that, we had a real injury hit squad where we were at bare bones and we're playing people in positions they weren't comfortable playing. So at the minute, we've sort of solved that problem at the back as such, even though we're still conceding a few goals. But then we just want to add a little bit more goal for it, really. But hopefully this potential break will help enable us to get key players back fit, and sort of, hopefully we can come back stronger, because we really need to, in all honesty.
Yeah, and obviously, I guess with last night's announcement, I guess the legal stop, has there been any announcement on that yet? I haven't seen any myself.
Not an official one. I think we're obviously waiting for the FA and stuff to confirm that, but I don't think it looks great for for non-league football in our sort of step 6, 5, 4, really. I think obviously the elite side of things will probably stop at step 1, maybe 2, Conference South and North, really. But again, we don't know for sure. However, it's looking that way that there'll be no football for a month for us. So yeah, it'd be another important time for us psychologically. I think it's really important that people come back fresh and ready to go again, really. And obviously the break, as I said just recently, that the break could benefit us getting injured players back and also just maintaining that fitness, really.
How do you think it will impact the season long term, though? Because obviously there'll be games that still need to be played, and will it have an impact longer term?
who knows? I think it's been a real heavy schedule. I think we've had one of the heaviest schedules in the out of every team in our league. To be honest, it seems we haven't had many breaks, which has made things really tricky. It's put a lot of pressure on players physically and mentally. Obviously, it's tough when you go into play an away midweek match, for instance, and everyone's give absolutely everything and picked up knocks and committed real physically, and then having that added stress of then getting up for work at 5 a.m. So I think it's been a real tricky start for everyone, not just us. So again, it'll be an interesting part whether that fixture sort of congestion gets piled up again. Really, so we're unsure whether they'll extend the league, or we're unsure whether that'll add to the congestion of Saturday, Tuesday games up until May when the season finishes. We're unsure, but what we do know is, first and foremost, football is important. Yes, clubs are important. Yes, but also I think obviously people's health at the moment is key, and that's priority for everyone, in all honesty.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So going back to Haverhill, you've got a good junior set up there, haven't you?
Say that again, Thomas.
At Haverhill, you've got a good junior set up, haven't you?
There's lots of teams. There's lots of coaches providing a good place for young players to play football. There's players recently signed for academy teams. There's some good players locally. I think the 3G's massively benefited the players because obviously that's got more games on, that's got more sessions on. The club in the youth setup's very, very good. I think it's definitely advanced over the last few years. I think for us now, linking that into the first team, I think we all know that there's a gap between whether it's 18s football to first team football or 16s to 18s. We know there's gaps. But we had one lad, Charlie Bell. He made his debut yesterday in goal because James Philp was injured. He started in goal for us in our FFR's match, and he was 16 years old, and he's been in the majority of match day squads. But again, I think it shows that we are prepared to give players the opportunity, but only if it's right for the team. And I think Charlie's really warranted that call up and that performance yesterday through his commitment and obviously he's come in and wanting to learn off Phelpsy and wanting to learn off Dave, the goalkeeper coach. So yeah, I think it shows that there's progression, but also it needs to be right for us in the first team, and it needs to be right for the player, and also we're mindful that they've got a lot of outside influences going on, i.e. college, 18s football and bits of that. But yeah, going back to your question, I think it's definitely a club that's looked upon for having a real structured, good quality youth setup.
That's good for the future as well. Like you're saying, is if you can bring players through. And then I know you've got a busy morning, so last question from me: where do you see yourself as a manager in the future? Your ambitions.
I'm really happy at Haverhill. I think it's a testing time for me, testing time for the players, testing time for the club. But yeah, I've got no real ambition in terms of non-league. I think I'd like to do something at Haverhill. In all honesty, it's my local club. Both my daughters play for the club, and it really fits in with my work schedule. So, in all honesty, I think Haverhill is the perfect setup for me. However, if we continue to lose games, you never know in football. The club might turn around and say, "Look, you ain't the right person. We want someone in who's going to offer a little bit more." So, again, it works both ways. I think the club. I feel obviously privileged to manage at the club, but also we're under no impression that because I've been at the club 14 years, I'm going to be at the club for another 10 years. I think football doesn't work like that. We're obviously having a tricky spell, but yeah, I think for me, I'm involved with a professional club and working football full time. So there's a lot of football going on at the minute. So as I say, the schedule works really well for me. Obviously, looking longer term, Haverhill for me it would be excellent, and to sort of progress them through the league, through the leagues. But we know that doesn't come quickly, and we know obviously that comes at a financial cost. So in current times, that's tricky. But yeah, I think for me, I'm more than happy doing what I'm currently doing. When we win, it's brilliant. When we lose, obviously, it's challenging at times. But that's football and that's life. I think you got to learn to lose. You got to learn to win. Enjoy the good times, but also, like yesterday, coming away, it weren't nice. But I think when I come off the pitch as an example and see sort of my family in the bar after, and your daughters run up to you and bits of that sort of makes things put into perspective, in all honesty. So yes, we want to win games. Yes, we want to be competitive, Haverhill Rovers, but also we know we'll lose matches. We know we'll win matches, but at the minute we're on a tricky run. But yeah, I think the important message for all players, all staff members, all committee members, all the club, which I've reiterated recently, is just to be as positive as possible, just to stay together, and hopefully we can sort of find a way out of this, really, and start picking up some momentum once we return from the second lockdown, really.
Yeah. Good luck. Thank you for chatting with me. Obviously, stay safe. Obviously, use the time well. You said yourself, got time to reflect now and sort out one or two problems you may have. So good luck with that. And
excellent. Cheers, Thomas.
Thanks
for your time.
No problem. Thank you.
Cheers, Thomas. Thank you. All the best.
Cheers.
Bye, mate.
And you.
Hey, what a chat that was.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed that chat, Seg, and the internet held up, so my job was even a little bit more easier.
I told you, it only happened the other day because I've got a button here. I thought I'll tell the viewers what happened. I thought I'd try, because I have my notes on my phone and that. I put my phone on by the screen so it doesn't look like I'm looking at my phone so much. But what happened was it lent on the flight mode button. So,
you fool!
So it put it in because I lost all connection to the internet.
Right. Terrible. Redeem yourself with the teams of your week. So let's kick it off because we've got another 10 minutes after the show, 20 minutes after the show, and we've got some clips to talk through. Let's kick things off with the Hammers 2 up. What we got? We've got Henley and we've got Great BLAKENHAM Chequers. Talk to me about Henley.
Obviously beat Cornard yesterday 3-1, which is a big result for them in the Suffolk Senior Cup, wasn't it? So obviously they're mid-table at the moment. They haven't been flying too high, but to get a good result against Cornard, well, before lockdown would have boosted some confidence from. But obviously that's going to change now with everything that's happening. Obviously the league has stopped and been postponed, hasn't it? So
yeah.
But good result for them yesterday. Cornard were, as we said on Wednesday, I picked out as a game to watch, and obviously Cornard struggling at Thurlow Nunn, not struggling as such, but they hadn't been on a good run, and Henley took advantage of that, and Cornard come to theirs and lost 3-1.
Absolutely, yeah. And you got Great BLAKENHAM Chequers.
I have, yeah. Just need to find a.
Lovely little pub in Great BLAKENHAM, you know.
Yeah, I haven't been there lately, but
that surprises me with you. You love a good public house outing.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
but it's a really nice pub, just by the community centre. They like Great BLAKENHAM Chequers. Do you mean the first team?
Yeah.
Because didn't they lose 9-2?
Well, when I looked yesterday, it said they won 9-2. So maybe
right.
I mean CHEQUERS then, don't I?
You do. Let's just quickly move on to the other two. Wroxham and WISBECH. Let's pretend that didn't happen. That whole segment there did not happen. All right.
Yeah.
But that there, I feel sorry for you now because that has happened to me about 8 times in this series. Because I'm not sure why it happens. Like it shouldn't be. I'm not going to say what I want to say. Anyway, on to Wroxham and WISBECH St Mary.
Yeah, so Wroxham won yesterday. They're the other team still unbeaten. They haven't drawn a game. They haven't lost a game. They've won 9, played 9. So sitting top of the table now. They beat
Manchester Rovers.
Beat Manchester Rovers yesterday 1-0. So big result for them to put them top of the table. Obviously, they'll be annoyed at yesterday's announcement if the Thurlow Nunn does stop, because obviously they're on such a good run at the moment. That could that could
Yeah.
help them essentially.
Yeah, momentum killer, really, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
And WISBECH.
Won yesterday for the first time. I mean, that's the first 3 points on the board. They got minus 48 goal difference, but they went to Discom to them, and they won 4-3.
Yeah,
And
8th place Dis, who have
Yeah.
lost 4 games all year. So now this was their 4th defeat. Out of 10, won 4, drawn 2. So you would have thought on paper,
this would have gone there and turned them over,
yeah,
but it didn't happen like that.
no, it did not. WISBECH got the victory. 4-3 in a very close game. Obviously, I'd like to know how close that was. Like, was it 4-1? Then WISBECH conceded. Did WISBECH come back?
I think it was 3-1 at the half time, I believe.
Wow.
Don't quote me on that. It was either 2 or 3. I remember seeing it. Thinking,
To
whoa,
WISBECH.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
What a game, eh?
yeah, and like I say, good for them. Obviously,
Really good for them.
Yeah, sitting right
Really
bottom of minus 48, so to get a win. Like, again, it's a shame for them that long term happening.
Yeah. Then again, as we found out last week with AFC Kesgrave, they got their first points on the board, didn't they?
Yeah.
In a 2-2 draw, and then this week they've gone and got beaten. So I'm trying to find the result for them. So I saw it yesterday, and you just think, hard luck. So I will move on to mine. Let's go. We've got, of course, Trimley Red Devils. We kick it off. Great win for them yesterday. A lot of love for the Devils. They're now, there was a good win yesterday. They beat Leiston Reserves on penalties. Leiston Reserves obviously beat Needham Market midweek to progress to play Trimley in the Cup. And Leiston won that shootout. This week, on Saturday, they did not have the same luck. They lost 4-3. So a good result for Trimley. And Haverhill Borough are also there. Why are Haverhill Borough there? They beat Copplestonians 2-1 in a very, very closely fought game. Copplestonians, if you read Twitter, were unlucky. They should have taken their chances and could have won that game. So for Haverhill Borough, it is it's a real case of avoiding a slip-up, because Haverhill are in 18th at the moment in the Thurlow Nunn First Division North. They've won 1 game all season, Seg. So before this, if you're Copplestonians, who I've raved about on the show before, you were almost looking at this as, yes, okay, we've not been in great form ourselves in the league, but we could do this. We could win this game. Because Haverhill Borough aren't necessarily in better form than us. Sadly, for Copplestonians, they didn't take their chances, and so Haverhill walked away with the win. They'll be pleased to escape a potential, upset, won't they?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
So, and my other 2 teams, Stanton and Elmswell. So, Stanton, let me just find my notes here. Stanton, here we go. We've got a 7-1 win over AFC Kesgrave. I mean, what more can you say about that, really? That's only their 2nd win of the season. They're now on 6 points. AFC Kesgrave have drawn 2. Obviously, they were the team I was talking about before I went onto the graphic. Stanton, before that, 1 win. So to go and beat AFC Kesgrave, who have been down the bottom end of the table with you, not just beat them, though, Seg, like, that's convincing, isn't it?
Yeah.
7-1. I mean, that really stood out to me. So that's a really sort of good result for them. On to the next one, Elmswell. Why are Elmswell there? Well, Brantford Road Old Boys, our friend Dan, who we love very much. He's been raving about Brantford Road Old Boys somewhat. But I think it was Brantford Road Old Boys, wasn't it, he was talking about?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
It was certainly one of the Brantford clubs. But anyhow, they got beat yesterday to Elmswell. Elmswell's 2nd win of the season. Again, away from home, Brantford have been sort of flying. They're only a point off the top of the table in Division 2. Brantford would have been eyeing that up, Seg, we can get a win here. We can put some pressure on Wolverstone, pressure on Melton. It just didn't work for them. Melton got a 5-2 win, and Brantford got beat 2-1 by Elmswell. Great result for Elmswell. Really kicks them on. And as we just said beforehand, you don't want lockdown now.
No.
I mean, in general, you don't. But after a win like that, beating Brantford. You want to have that momentum to take into the next week and the next week, and disappointing stuff, really, isn't it? But
we've got to mention Claydon FCA. They won, didn't they? Beat BOROUGH United.
Yes, they
good
did.
For Dan there. So
great
obviously
for
no
Dan.
to talk about it, but good result there.
Claydon FC up to 4th, 15 points. That's great stuff. 2-1 over East Bergholt A. Yeah, great stuff. Well done, Dan and the crew there.
Must be disappointed over lockdown again as well, though. That's 3 on the trot now.
One of those things.
I know we keep saying it, but yeah.
Right, we've got some videos
to
round up the show. You put the tweet out yesterday saying we want your videos, and the people of Twitterland responded, and we've got some great videos. So, where do you like to start? Let's start with the first one. Okie dokie. Let's get the credit on the screen first, so we don't. There we go. That's the credit, and here's the first clip. Tasty penalty. Buried into the bottom left-hand corner.
Keeper's never serving that, is he?
Nah, not a chance. No chance. Really good penalty there from Galston.
Just before we carry on, I've said this to Scott 2 or 3 times, but since he come on the show, I'm beating Galston.
Yes, they are.
So I was thinking of going there next Saturday because FA Cup, whatever. But with everything that's happening, I can't go.
No, it's up to 11th now. Galston played 4, lost 5. So since coming on, we've almost made them a .500 team.
Yep.
You know.
Also won yesterday, so
they did. I've got another clip from for Galston here. Bear with me a second. Where is it? It's here. Now, if the goalie had no chance with the first, I want to see this again, and I want to get your honest, the Hammer's opinion on this. Do you know what? What do you think?
What do you think? Should be doing better, I think. I
think the wall has let him down big time there. It's just done that. It's parted like the Red Sea.
Yeah, you still got it ready for, haven't you?
Well, yeah, but as a goalie, having played the position, you position a wall, and theoretically, as Gary Neville would say, the wall takes that half of the goal. That's why you've got a wall.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe he should do better. It's not like it's
the wall is at fault.
It's not a Ronaldo strike, is it? It's not like we'll see. I think we'll see a good free. Well, maybe not actually. I think the guy might be at fault for the one a bit later on. But yeah, the wall after second viewing, the wall just does that. From the angle we are, which because it might not be the best angle. Right, on to the next one. Where'd the next one come from? Seg, it's from Lee, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got one from Lee.
Lee from Thetford. Friend of the show, Lee. Any further, I've just got to say I love Thetford's kit. Love the colour. No, I do. I really, every time I see it, I think that's a great colour. Maroony. It's like our little graphic here, isn't it? It's lovely. Anyway, right. Now, without knowing exactly where that header comes in, that's a delightful ball. But is it a delightful ball for a goalie as well? Is it not tempting just to come and do that? I want to have a look at that. First of all, it's great technique from the lad for a little dink in the box like that. It's almost side-footed that with his laces. That's great technique. Come and get that. Come and punch that keep.
Yeah.
I don't know. Good header though. Great header.
Yeah. But Darren Murphy's shame.
Yeah, really good header.
Got to say,
Keeper's
yeah.
got no chance with it really once he decides not to come.
Yeah. Matt Morton tweeted yesterday after the game. Should I read it out? Because
Go on.
kind of sums up their game by the sounds of things. It said, superb effort and performance from my Thetford team today. Every player was at it and delivered the best performance in 3 games by quite some way. Proud of the effort and the organisation. Shame about the result, but levels like that will get plenty of points going forward.
Fair dues.
Okay.
Yeah. That's yeah.
Sounds like
Yeah.
they're trying to sort it out. It's just
It will take time. It will
Yeah.
take time.
and
And
again, just another team who will be get out of lockdown probably. I know we keep saying it, but
what, Thetford?
well, if there's in a way, because if they start sorting stuff out, they've got starting a system and trying to work out how they play a bit. They've now got a month off to.
I would have,
But,
yeah.
but
But you can look
also-
at that the other way around, can't you? And say it's now a
half the
time
time.
to sort of regroup and reflect, and
Yeah.
and you've got all your games really on YouTube. Watch them back, grade your players, self-scout, do all the things that you would have done at the end of the season. Use this as a pre-season, if you like, and just really self-scout yourself and find out what you do well and what you don't do well, to come back with some sort of plan. So there's 2 ways of looking at it. From their point of view, I'd be happy for the break if I was the manager. I'd be saying, brilliant, let's do some self-scout. Whereas if you're flying high like Wroxham,
Yeah,
you don't want to self-scout because you know you're doing well. You don't want to play with anything. You want to keep it going. But there we go. So Bulldog next. Let's go to Bulldog. What have they sent us? Good header, the last one, by the way. Really good header. Unlucky goalkeeper. Sorry.
Is this against Gorston again?
I think. Great save there. Really good. Reactionary save at his near post. And we've got a last one here from Kevin Hicks. Kevin Hicks, many thanks. And thanks to all that have sent them in. We love your videos. Get them in every week. Well, I'll call time out on that one. But anyway, Kevin Hicks. And there we go.
That was Gorston's keeper. Going back. Sorry, that was I'm not sure.
What, Bulldog Town?
Yeah, it was against Bulldog. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was
it was,
the
yeah.
Gorston keeper. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
it was. And did you see the last one, or were you looking at the notes?
I was trying to just double.
Good free kick.
Yeah, keeper should have done better, but
Maybe. I'm not going to say anything.
No.
It was a
kick,
good
though.
free kick.
definitely.
Good free kick. But there we go. We're done. We're dusted. We'll let you know. We'll keep you updated with a plan of what we're going to do in terms of lockdown shows, etc. But thank you all for joining us. The software hasn't been working today, so I don't know who's watched, who's commented, or anything. If you have commented, we love you. If you've been watching, we love you. But yeah, we'll catch you all very soon. Thomas, do you want to say any final words before I press that end broadcast button?
Stay safe. I guess we'll see you Wednesday. So.
Yep. Stay safe. We'll potentially see you Wednesday. With love, with care.